We just got back from Costa Rica and had an amazing trip. And in this video, I want to share with you exactly how much it cost our family of 5 to travel to Costa Rica for 15 days. Now, we're a Canadian family that lives in the Rocky Mountains, and normally our content is all about outdoor adventures like skiing and biking, but we also like to travel, and we usually go every November. And so most of our followers are from the United States, so I will talk in US dollars. I will put a Canadian conversion at the end of the video, just breaking it down for any of our Canadian followers. But the total amount that it costs for our family to travel Costa Rica for 15 days was $5,394 US dollars. Now, I wouldn't describe how we travel to be on a shoestring budget, but we're also not paying top tier prices for accommodation, and we're pretty mindful about where our spending goes. We spent most of our time in the Northwest, in the Guanacaste province. Keep in mind, the peak season for travel in Costa Rica is December through March, and we left at the end of October and stayed until the beginning of November. And again, this video isn't going to specifically be a detailed itinerary of what we did. I mainly wanted to just focus on cost. As expected, for any trip, flights and accommodations are gonna eat up most of the costs. We were very fortunate finding a really cheap flight back home with WestJet direct from Liberia to Costa Rica, and for only $656 Canadian, all of us were able to get home and then sleep in our same bed that same night with a direct flight. It was pretty unreal. I'm not sure how we got that lucky, and I don't expect to be able to find a flight that cheap always. I'm gonna do my best to stick to US prices from here on out. Our total flights cost us $1,510 US dollars. Our accommodations cost $2,013 US dollars. Most of that was staying with Airbnbs. We would book a lot of 2 and 3 bedroom places, sometimes having a pool. Our favorite Airbnb was in Tamarindo, which we stayed for 7 nights, 8 days. It was 5 minutes walking distance from the ocean, had an amazing pool that the kids loved, air conditioning, a full kitchen, and that leads me to the next point. Food, groceries, eating out. Because our Airbnbs had really well-stocked kitchens, we would often go to the grocery store and get groceries. Things like bananas, coconuts, pineapples, all the fresh fruit was relatively cheap, cheaper than the prices we pay in Canada. So we would have delicious smoothies in the morning. We were able to save on costs from eating out 2 or 3 meals a day. In fact, we only ate out probably once every 2 days or 3 days. We would go have a decent, good full lunch or dinner out as a family. I forgot to mention, my name's Eric. I'm a dad. I document our family's outdoor adventures. So if you like the sounds of that, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more family adventures. More importantly, I hope you get outside for an adventure of your own soon. So in total, we spent $410 US dollars on groceries, and we spent another $290 US dollars on eating out. Again, we probably only ate out about 4 times, again, a combination of lunch and dinner. Our car rental cost $535 US dollars. We spent $128 US dollars on gas. We had a little 5-seater mini compact SUV, a Hyundai model of sorts. Our family medical insurance included some travel and car rental insurance, as well as my credit card had good coverage for third-party liabilities. And make sure that you don't already have car rental insurance based on your credit card, but do your research. We spent $132 on souvenirs. The kids got a couple stuffies. August got a machete and a sheath. Courtney got a nice wooden bowl, all to remember our time in Costa Rica. We ended up paying $139 for parking at our airport. That's one area where I know that we can improve on. It was quite expensive for the 2 nights. In the future, getting a hotel the night before, you can actually end up paying less money for the hotel and keep your car there for 2 weeks if you stay at a hotel near the airport that includes parking. Another area where I didn't really do very well was my cell phone. I got a SIM card, which is only $1, and then you do pay as you go for minutes and data, but I didn't do that until about the 4th day of the trip, and I was roaming on my Canadian phone plan, and so spent $55 US dollars on my cell phone usage down in Costa Rica. As far as activities, we only did surf lessons for the kids, and we visited some hot springs in La Fortuna. Those are the only paid activities that we did, because we enjoy just going to the beach, playing in the waves, and going to the pool at our accommodation. It would be very easy to almost double the cost of this trip. If you want to splurge on fishing tours, quad tours, or quad rentals, you want to go see monkeys in the jungle, you want to go on a guided hike, it's easily $60 to $150 a person, depending on what type of tour you want to do. Again, we're mindful of where we spend our money. The hot springs that we chose in La Fortuna were really good bang for your buck. They were about $8 US per person. The kids loved it. We went for a good morning session, soak and swim, and came back at night when it was all lit up. And again, the surf lessons, I think for the kids, it's really good value. We're down there, we're in the ocean, sort of a when in Rome thing. It's great to hire professional instructors who know what they're doing, who are able to provide a good, safe experience and set our kids up for success. The kids rocked it, and it's the same thing we did in Panama. We did a couple surf lessons with instructors, and then they're able to muck around on boogie boards and surf and play around on their own a little bit when they want to. Again, I think it's so easy to have fun on beaches without needing to pay top dollar. Just hanging out, having snacks, spending time together, doing beach walks, exploring. Low tide pool exploring. When the water is at low tide, the kids really enjoyed playing in a tide pool, even swimming and looking with goggles down at the bottom in the shallow pools. It was a really good time. This was a trip that I will never forget. I think our kids are gonna have really great memories. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer. I hope you find this information helpful if you're planning a trip yourself to Costa Rica. So again, the total cost of the trip was $5,394 US, which equates to 7,408 Canadian dollars, which isn't too bad. For us Canucks, that works out to about $98, just under $100 per person per day for the family of 5. Again, that wasn't peak season travel. We were going at the end of the rainy season. It only rained in the afternoons and evenings, probably about 3 out of 4 days. Some days it didn't rain at all. We only had one day where it rained all day long. We had a really great time and we will most likely be back. We really love traveling in November. It's a good time to get away from the mountains here. In November, you can't go mountain biking here in Fernie anymore and the ski hill is not yet open. So traveling in November for us is one of our favorite times to get away. I'm really excited for our winter season, which is just around the corner. We got a couple more weeks and Fernie Alpine Resorts chairlifts will be spinning and there'll be a lot more ski content coming your way. Stay tuned.